Back to the TMP project. So now Kirk's going up to the space station, and this card calls it the orbital shipyards, because he needs to go to the shipyards to meet Admiral Nagura so he can get back the Enterprise. Right? And we know the orbital shipyard right here. This is the original design, but for Star Trek II aficionados, this is Space Station Regular 1. See? Right? And if you want to make it into a spaceship, we can just do this too. Do. Because it's space. And there's no up or down in space, right? These remind me of these like pylons for the TARDIS, and so we see in the space station we got all these windows here, and little people are in the windows, and don't quite know. Maybe this is anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's read about the ship itself, or that Kirk confronts Admiral Nagura, wins back the Enterprise. So also at the shipyard, he's reunited with Scotty. And they're going to take a little trip to the Enterprise. So the Enterprise is the only ship in range. How? That is for a fleet that's part of a federation that's based on Earth. You only have one starship available and one that's just going through a retrofit. Who knows? Now at the time, if you look at the old tech manual, the Franz Joseph manual, which I know isn't the real thing, but I think they only said there were like about 12 Constitution class starships, but whatever, because V'ger's coming, and but here's the thing, and the next show is going to be about Kirk and Scotty's trip, because it starts here, and I have many cards on just the trip. It's the 10 minutes of just looking at the Enterprise that make this movie extraordinary. But here's the most important part. V'ger's coming a long way away, and it's on a path toward Earth. But why no one else is in that path, or what's going on? Because it's either 82 or 2 AUs in diameter. That takes up a lot of space. But someone has charted V'ger's path that began somewhere in Klingon space. We don't know why. All right, I've referenced this book before in a couple shows. But here they are, the star charts again. This came out in 2002, right after the first season of Enterprise. And we see the Enterprise here, and it's a fine little jewel in the world of Trek reference books. So this is Klingon space. There we go. I'll brighten it up for everybody. Look at that. So there's Klingon space, and here. This is the route of V'ger. It says that right there, from 2271. So I don't really know where it starts. This is the end of the Beta Quadrant section of the book. Then it goes to the Romulan sector. But we see the beginning is way down here. That's how far I can take the book with the limited. Oh, there we go. All right, so it's going through the Klingon Empire. So we have this entire chart. It's going way up here. This is a Federation space. We have Starbase 12. Regulus, Starbase 343, all these different star bases. Here's the Epsilon outpost. That's going to be key here. Let me zoom in. There's the Epsilon outpost right there. So this is Epsilon 9. That's what V'ger takes out. Now there's Starbase 343 is a lot closer on the route here, but that doesn't happen in this movie because it's a movie. We all understand that. But anyway, I like that the folks that did the star charts attempt to do their best to take us through where V'ger was going all this time. Hey, there's Gamma 400, Beta Rigel. All these are references to the original series. Briar Patch was in one of the Next Gen movies, Insurrection, maybe the penultimate Next Gen movie. That wasn't too bad. Hey, yeah, there's the Sona base, the Delta outpost. Maybe Delta Force here somewhere. I don't know. But there we go. So this is the Klingon territory. And long story short, there it goes. But it keeps going. So we turn the page. We're still in the Beta Quadrant. And we're still tracking the path of V'ger, the route for V'ger right here. More star bases. Going up. Wait a minute. So we see that Federation and Klingon borders are a bit odd. And that rubs up right against the Romulan Empire, so this is a neutral zone. So the space map, there we go. But anyway, so we're following V'ger. Let me zoom back out. If I can remember how to do that. So we're following V'ger. So you can see all our friendly clusters and other such fun things to go. Come on, autofocus. So all these references that I 157 sounds. Joray 4. That's where the the New Providence colony. Right. That is Best of Both Worlds. That's really close to the neutral zone. Of course, now I'm getting into next gen issues. We could just talk about what we know about this map here. So this V'ger. V'ger's the Paulson Nebula. Can't remember what reference that's from. The route of V'ger, it's still going. Look at V'ger go, and we're off the page. V'ger was headed. It was headed toward Earth, and it gets there. And yeah, this is the route of the Enterprise NX-01 during its trip in the first show. So, all right, so that's a little bit about what we can understand about the star charts. More star charts later as we go. So, since I have all these cards coming up for the next scene, we'll just do one more because this is where, once again, Shatner's selling coming out of the transporter. There he is. That is what he does. And he meets up with Scotty, and he gripes a bit, and he wants to know why things aren't getting ready, why things aren't done. And then we are ready for our trip to see the Enterprise. We're going to go in our little pod here, our little travel pod, and we're going to do 10 minutes where that's going to happen, and that 10 minutes will be the next show.